Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of Bookmas. Welcome to our first reading vlog of Bookmas. My name is Jessie. I am going to read 2 books from my 10 before the end. If you guys saw my previous Bookmas video, I did my 10 before the end where I talked about all the books that I want to read before the end of the year. I did have 2 holiday books in that video, which those will be in a separate holiday reading vlog, so we're not going to be including those in this video. But the rest of these books, I have my 6 right here, and then I have 2 that I don't own yet. I added all the titles to this little spinner wheel on my phone, and we're just going to let this guy choose what we're reading. We're going to let him pick 2 books. Oh, why am I nervous? I don't know. Okay, spin. Wait, there's screen recordings up. I'm stupid. I don't know how to do this. Gifted and Talented. Okay. If you watch my 10 before the end, I did mention that I have this audiobook downloaded. I did listen to like the intro or whatever. I had to do my little preview to see if I wanted to download that audiobook, and I was very much vibing with the narrator. So I think this is going to be good. I'm very excited for this. This is by Olivia Blake. This is a kind of, I don't know if it's fantasy technically, but there is a little bit of magic in this, so I guess it could be. I don't think it's magical realism. I honestly don't really know what the genre is, but this is about a group of siblings. We have 3 siblings who are trying to inherit this company that their father owned. He was the CEO of this company, but he has passed away, so these siblings are, they have their rivalries, and they are going to probably cause a lot of issues with each other trying to take this company. So I will listen to the audiobook mostly. Maybe I'll read a little bit of the physical book as well. I'm not sure yet. Let's get into this, and then we will kick off this reading vlog. I'm coming to you with unfortunate news. I ended up DNFing Gifted and Talented. I know you guys did not see me read any of this. I only got 50 pages into this. At that point, I was already wanting to skim, and that's when I know I need to put a book down and it's not going to be for me. I listened to, I think, the first 3 chapters on audio, and then I read, I think, 2 more chapters, and I was like, yeah, this writing style's, it's not for me. I feel like the story is being told to you too much, and the only way I can describe that best is if I use examples. On the first page, there's just a sentence, and then after that it goes, just kidding, haha. Arthur could have just sent an aide like all his contemporaries did, but no. The next paragraph, it says, should he have instead shoved the other congressmen into traffic and screamed, death to the industrial complex? Literally? Maybe so. Like, I don't know, there's just stuff added like that that's not something that I love in writing. I just feel like it brings it down in seriousness a lot for me, which is a drama. This probably isn't a serious book. Knowing that it's a sibling rivalry, you know that there's going to be a lot of drama with these siblings, and I was for that. I do like drama in my books, but not when the characters are meant to be insufferable. So that is the point of this book. These characters, I definitely think, are meant to be very disliked. 1, I'm just not in the mood for that right now, and 2, I don't find myself loving books like that because I'm someone who loves connecting to my characters and stories. I like falling in love with characters. These 3 so far, I've only read a couple chapters from each of their point of views, and I'm not loving them. I know that I'm not going to enjoy this book as it goes on. It was already rough for me to get through. I knew I didn't click with the writing style right away. There's our first book of this reading vlog. I do need to pick the second one, so I'm going to go back to that website that I was using and put in the other books. I did just spin the wheel. I wasn't holding my mic, so you guys could not hear me, so we're going to do it again. Now we're going to spin, and we're going to see what we get, since you guys can hear what's going on at this point. Oh, shoot. Okay. Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. I do have this book on my Kindle. I've had it downloaded on here for so long, and I'm surprised that I haven't read it yet this year because it was on my 25 and 2025. And for romances, I normally like to read them in the summertime, or I don't know. It's weird that I kept it this long and I haven't read it yet. I actually have the first 2 downloaded. Feel like I'm probably gonna like it because I've heard that it has more of that in-depth emotional hit that you get from some romances, and it's not just a romance. Like, it dives a lot deeper into themes in life and feelings and emotions, and that's always what I like, especially with romance books. So I have a feeling that I'm gonna like this a lot. I don't know what this book is about. I believe it's about these 2 characters who were together at one point, and then they have to come back together, and then they decide that they don't want to be out of each other's lives. I will get a little ways into the book, and then I will come back with what it's actually about if it's not about what I just said at all, but I'm pretty sure that that's the concept. First update. It's been a few hours. I'm on chapter 4, page 48. I am having the complete opposite feelings of what I did for the first book we read in this video. It's already a book that I just want to sit down and read and binge because I love it. I love the characters already. I know that there's going to be a lot of depth to them and their emotions and what they go through and how they're dealing with things. It feels very mature. We have our main character Yasmin, and then we have Josiah. They had been married previously. They are divorced now, but they run a restaurant together and they also have 2 kids together. As of right now, we're dealing with them in the aftermath. They've been divorced for 2 years now, but obviously they still have to see each other pretty much every day. We're just going through how difficult it is for each of them. We're getting dual POV in this one, which I think we've only had 1 chapter in Josiah's point of view so far, but I think it's going to be a good growth story for both of them. And I also love Yasmin's 2 friends. I absolutely adore books with female friendship, and this is exactly what this is going to be. And I believe the other 2 books in this series are based off of her friends. They're the main characters in those books. So I'm already excited to continue reading this series. I feel like they're going to be very honest with each other and be able to talk about anything. And with Yasmin going through this divorce, she's going to have to deal with her ex-husband now seeing new people. Whoever she ends up with or goes on dates with, I don't know if that happens in this book. No, he has to be the guy. They come back together, right? I think. I don't know. Listen, either way it goes, I don't think I would care because they're both good people. It's just one of those situations where it didn't work out. So I do believe that they can come back to each other eventually. This probably won't take me long to get through. I have things to do, but I want to read this. Tonight, when I do my daily routine of reading before I go to bed, I'm probably going to get through a lot of this. I'm already reading it pretty fast and getting through it pretty quickly. So very excited, very happy. Oh my god, this looks like I have horns on my head. Wait, that's funny. I have my second update of Before I Let Go. I'm on page 173. We're 46% of the way through. So we're almost to the halfway point, and I do kind of want to try to finish this book today because I'm loving it so much, but I'm trying to get everything else that I need to do done so I can read this for a little bit. I am loving this so far. This is definitely a romance that is right up my alley. It's exactly what I want when I read a romance book. It has that emotional gut punch and it focuses on each character individually. You get to know them really well. I don't know if I said this before in this video, but when I get to know characters well individually in a romance book, it helps me like the 2 of them together even more, and it helps me root for their relationship because I just feel connected to them, and at that point you know whether or not they're gonna work. And at the point that I'm at now, I finally got to know why Yasmin and Josiah have gotten divorced, and it's definitely heartbreaking. I feel so bad for these characters. It seems like they can never catch a break. As you start the story, you get Yasmin feeling like she is becoming a better person and she is navigating her way through what she has gone through. Even though what she went through is something that the whole family also went through, it was more of a big deal to her. There's so much to this between her and her relationship with her children. Her and her relationship with her daughter is heartbreaking as well. I really, really hope they can come together. I'm sure they will, but they don't have the best relationship. Her daughter shuts her out a lot. Yasmin doesn't know why, and I can't imagine having any kid and having them not like you or they're mean to you and you say something to them and they're just like, yeah, whatever. Yasmin and Josiah are both trying to date other people. It's interesting to see how they're both dealing with it. I feel like they're very mature about it, but of course, when you're going through that and your partner or your ex-partner is now with somebody else for the first time after that, it's going to be difficult to see, especially since you have kids together, you have a business together, and you're very much still a part of each other's lives. There's so much going on in here, but I'm loving everything about the plot. I love that there's a lot of focus on the family and what they are going through and what they're dealing with, but I also love that the romance is tied into all of this as well. It's very well thought out in the way that it's laid out. And I also want to talk about the writing in this because I'm loving it so much, and I knew that I was going to love her writing, and I really do. She's very descriptive, even though this isn't a book where you have to describe the world. She's very descriptive with these characters' feelings. It's not just, hey, here's how these characters are feeling. She's using so many different words and so many different metaphors to bring those emotions out, and I love it so much. I'm here with my final update for Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. I thoroughly enjoyed this book. I really, really did. I'm so glad that I finally read a book by Kennedy Ryan because I've wanted to for so long. I loved her writing so much. There was so much emotional depth to it. There was so much emotional depth to her characters, especially her side characters. They had so much to them and they formed great connections with each other throughout the story. It made it very easy to connect to these characters and really feel like they're real people. That's something that I look for when I read books, is character connection and just characters that you can really feel something for. Plot-wise, it had a perfect mix of plot and romance for me. Even though the plot was centered heavily around the romance, there was still so much else to the story and to these characters and their lives and what they were going through. This book also focused a lot on mental health as well. Our main character was going through a lot. All these characters have gone through a lot, but our main character specifically was dealing with a depressive episode. It was really nice to have that portrayal in this book. I think it was done very well. And there's so much in here about going through things and how it affects the people in your lives, even though you love them so much. If you're falling into this dark hole, it can ruin a lot of relationships for you. It's not necessarily something that you control. It's just something that you have to try to get through. All around, it was a fantastic read. I do think that there were some moments where I didn't love the romance too much. It wasn't a perfect romance for me. There were just some situations where I felt like our male main character was not saying the best things to our female main character, and it rubbed me the wrong way a little bit. And there were points when I was like, okay, I don't know if I want them to get back together. It happened at multiple points throughout the story. It wasn't just at the beginning when they were having issues. And then they have 2 kids as well. And there were some moments where our 2 main characters were doing things and their children were around, but they were also making some comments around their children or to their children that I didn't love. I feel like it was a little odd for them to be saying or doing around their kids. That's just like a personal thing for me. I don't know. There were some things that they were doing and I'm like, you guys gotta hold off a little bit. Those were pretty much my only issues. I'm gonna give Before I Let Go a 4.5. It was really good. Like I said, I had those minor issues with it, but all around, I really enjoyed the writing. I love this author. I will definitely read more books by her. I'm glad that I had a good book in this video because we DNF'd this one back here, Gifted and Talented. I'm not surprised. I'm not mad about it. I just didn't know if that book was going to be for me, and it wasn't. Thank you guys for watching. That is it for this reading vlog, though. I will see you in my next video. Once again, happy Bookmas. I don't know what day this is anymore. I film these videos and I just don't know what's going on. But if you want to see more of my Bookmas videos and other videos from me, feel free to subscribe so you can get updated. I hope you guys have a great day or great night wherever you are, and I'll see you later. Bye. Remember when people used to do this at the beginning of videos? Honestly, thank God I was not on YouTube at that time. I don't think I should be on YouTube now.